Chris Morena on the track. Robbie is down trackside. He's got the wireless microphone. How about a nice airborne welcome to Long Island, New York's Chris Morena, everybody.
All right, Chris, it's good to have you back, and you've done a number of things since we've seen you here. I know you just came from Fonda Speedway. You were working in the American Thrill Show. You were working on a number of stunts down there. I think you said 5 stunts down there. Talk about all the different things you do. You also work for Disney, too.
I do, yeah. I've been there since 2004. I opened up Lights, Motors, Action. It's a stunt show at Hollywood Studios. I've been there for 10 years now, and I'm originally from New York, from Rockland County, about 4 hours south from here. I traveled with the Thrill Show, a combination of Joey Chitwood Thrill Show and Tony Peterson Hell Drivers. I used to be a part of that for 9 years, so I kind of made my way through the ranks. I learned a lot of stunts, did some car crashing, and then I ended up buying some equipment, and I have a 2-wheel car, and I have 2 of them now, a couple of jump ramps, and tonight you're going to see one of the jumps. But in between, I also do a couple of movie stints when I can, some TV shows. I ended up getting 7 weeks on Transformers 4, so I was lucky getting that. It's not one of those things in the industry. You strive to get that, but once it happens, it's a great thing to get your name recognized and to be on set with some of the big guys who you see in the movies. You know, that's kind of what a stunt guy grows up to be. But anyway, after this, I go back to Orlando, Florida, back to Disney World. So it's great to be back here at Plattsburgh. Obviously, it's been since 2007, and we ended up jumping a pickup truck 196 feet, I believe it was. Yeah. So it was almost a fluke. We had some weight in the bed of the pickup truck, and we wanted to weigh it out so it wouldn't endo in the air, and it just compressed off that same ramp in the infield, and it compressed, and I jumped over all this grass going into turn 1 and basically landed back on the track. So, but it's been great. Everything, I miss coming back up north, and again, I know this is kind of a heat wave almost. The fact that it's Labor Day and you guys come out here to enjoy the races, and I get to perform 2 stunts today, and then I'm even gonna, obviously stay and watch the races, so it's great to be back.
So what's the first thing you're going to do for us? I know we saw you go on 2 wheels around here before, but it's not always easy getting around on 2 wheels. Plus, you got somebody in the side of the car. That's going to be another factor you got to play with it, too.
Yeah, that's right. We got a guest with us. Give him a magic ride. But basically, the track is also redone since the last time I've been here. So my goal is to make it around a whole lap. We're going to try it a couple times. I'll hit the ramp a couple times. Last time I was here, I had a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and now I have this 2004 Blazer. So we'll see. It's the tires have 70 pounds of air pressure, and the rear end's locked up, the differential's welded, and that's about it. There's no waiting. This is my road car. It has a license plate on it, and I drive it to Disney in Orlando. So hopefully I don't roll it, because then I'm going to have to rely on that white dually a little more, and that gets expensive, and it's a pain to park. So we'll see what happens.
All right, let's see what you got.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
All right, Chris is going to get in the car. He's going to go.
As Chris mentioned to Robbie, he has been busy going to different areas of the country, working down in the state of Florida. He's actually been at the Fulton Speedway. That's where he's been performing a number of his stunts over the course of the summer. He's got to hit the ramp just right, get up on the wheels, and we'll see how far he gets around the racetrack.
Well, so far, so good.
Trying to get to turn number 1, where he sets it down up in the first turn.
Well, he made it to the entrance of turn 1. He's going to come back and try it again. The ramp looks good. It's set and in place. And he's going to try it again. Well, good start. Hit the ramp right.
Well, he's made it past his last point. He's through turn number 1, on his way to turn number 2.
Uh-oh.
He loses it over in turn number 2.
Oh.
As he mentioned last time he was here, I didn't actually realize and remember this.
Progressive banking.
Yeah, the track was flat last time that he was here.
That could be a big factor in this.
All right, let's see if he can get all the way around here. He's going to give another shot. One more shot.
All right, we'll give you one more. 2 strikes.
All right, let's give him a big round of applause this time as he comes along the front stretch. Let's try to get him going a little bit and see if he can get around this racetrack and make the full trip. Here's where he had trouble last time, headed over towards turn number 2.
Now looks good right now.
He's through turn 2. Making his way onto the backstretch. That's as far as he made it to this point. Track smooths out a little bit for him in the middle of the backstretch.
At the halfway point.
A little bit easier in the middle of the backstretch, but now he's going to have to deal with the banking again as he gets to 3 and 4, which makes things a lot more complicated.
This will be the difficult part right here, 3 and 4, the progressive banking.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a wiggle going into turn number 3, but he's got it going pretty solid again.
Got to make it work.
Smooth into turn number 4. Can he make it all the way around? Cheer him on along the front stretch. He's got to get all the way around the track. Let's see if he can get past the ramp. Don't hit that ramp again. I think he's got it. He's got a good head of steam now as well.
All right.
Back all the way around to turn number 1.
Was he going again?
He's back up through turn 1. Still going pretty smooth off of the second turn. That's where he had trouble earlier. Turns 1 and 2. I think when again he gets to the middle of the backstretch, he's got good head of steam going for him again. See, he's got good speed, trying to make a full second lap around the racetrack on 2 wheels. Here's where he slows down again. Bobbled in 3, losing a little steam. What do you think? Is he going to make it around a second full lap?
Still got it. Cheer him on again as he comes around here. Help him out.
Here he comes off of turn number 4. Trying to get along the front stretch.
Nice and slow this time around. All right.
Nice job, Chris Morena. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Way to go, Chris.
Chris, nice job. That's 2 laps around.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I got lucky. You know what? This is a great track to be on. It doesn't have a lot of tire wear some places I go, especially if they're a half-mile track. We can only get 1 lap. So I felt good in the car. The tires weren't squealing, so I said, let's go for it, give it a little bit more of a show. But, yeah, it was pretty neat, though. I mean, and you know what? We didn't roll, so I know it's not exciting maybe for you, but for me, I can keep the equipment and do it again. So.
That's great. And elaborate just a little bit on the stunt that you're going to do later on during intermission.
Sure. Well, basically, this is an airborne crash. It's almost 2 jumps in 1. It's kind of, you go off the ramp, and a lot of times I'll do a distance jump, jumping about 100, 150 feet into cars. Here, we're doing a T-bone in midair. So the goal is to basically knock the top car off. Maybe even the second car goes with me, but it kind of breaks my speed. I want to do about 60 off the ramp, at least 55. If not, I can hit the car, and it can actually send me backwards. The car can fall on me, which isn't a good thing. So I'm hoping to knock power forward, basically to your right if you're sitting in the front grandstands. And then my car maybe even goes over onto its roof. And of course, I've got my roll cage on. I've got my Hans, my helmet. I'm in there, and I'm ready for it to rock my world, pretty much. So we'll see how it turns out, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
All right, well, good luck, and we'll look for you later on.
Appreciate it, of course.
Nice job, Chris Morena.
Of course, Keith Pelkey. Outside the 03 is Speedy Brissett. 3 rows back on the inside, 69 Mike Finney. Outside the 46 Little Joe Daniels. 29 the point champion Nick Haywood. The 28 this week is Michel Dussault, and the 9J is Jimmy Introne. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out as the final point counting event of the 2013 season is kicked off at Plattsburgh's Airborne Speedway. Jake Branham shows the way down the backstretch. They played bumper tag as they took the green. The outside lane boxed it up.
Yeah, the outside line really did box up behind the 11 of Broderick.
All right, leading lap number 1. It's the 1 of Jake Branham. Branham has had problems this year, all kinds of bad luck with that modified number 1. The right rear he lost off the car in turn number 2 last week. I believe he was leading the race, or at least in second place, going for the lead.
Yeah, if they can get everything to stick and work this week, with his handicap, he should start right up towards the front, and he may be in a very good position to pick up his first win of 2013 this afternoon, again, provided they can avoid some of those bugaboos that have been plaguing that car.
Mike Finney in the number 69 looks down on the inside of Pelkey in the 4. Pete Pelkey holding the second spot right now in that number 4 car. Finney off the second turn, keeps the car down to the inside lane. It's a pretty good run down the backstretch. Nick Haywood sits comfortably in 4th and is chasing down Finney for that 3rd spot. Halfway for Jake Branham. and the Huntley Trucking number 1. Nick Haywood dirt tracks it in turn number 1 as he tries to catch up to the back bumper of Finney. Here goes Finney. Looked out on the inside, then backed out of it, going into turn number 3. Perhaps that car not to Mike Finney's liking, as he's backing out of it before he gets into the corner. A little tight, that number 69 off the corner. He gets a pretty good run down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, nearly pulls even with their wheel-to-wheel in turn number 3. Sticks the nose out in front on the top. And it's a drag race for the second place. It's going to be Finney down on the inside in the number 69. Nick Haywood looking on that battle. He's right on the back bumper, the 4 of Keith Pelkey. Pelkey comes down the racetrack a little bit. That breaks the progress of the 29 of Nick Haywood. White flag is out one more time around for Jake Branham in the number 1. Jake Branham on board that Huntley Trucking number 1. Is looking to win qualifier number 1 of the day. And he will have the best starting spot in the feature. That'll be on point. Here he comes. Jake Branham wins it. Second, Mike Finney. Third, Keith Pelkey. Fourth, Nick Haywood. Fifth, going to go to Kevin Broderick. Sixth, Little Joe Daniels. Seventh is Michel Dussault. 8 cars set to take the green flag in this one. Top 5 qualify. If you finish in the top 5, you qualify for your handicap. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. Good start on the top for Rick Donor in the 91. Rico Hernandez down on the bottom. Can't get it to stick. Cody Obbins moving on the top. Hangs right onto that back bumper of the 91 of Donor. Donor leads the way. Aubin coming through now. Looks down on the inside. He crosses over. Looks to the inside of Donor. Can't get it to stick off the 4th turn. Cody Aubin looks low now in turn 1, but a good line for Rick Donor on top in the number 91. Rico Hernandez runs 3rd. And then there's a gaggle of cars running for the 4th spot. Brian McGinley right now has that spot down on the inside in the 35. Chris Susi pushes big time in turn number 4. And here comes the 20 of Jamie LaFountain through to take the 5th spot. Mark Lamberton in the 29L moving through down on the inside. He's pretty smooth down on the inside. On the back bumper now, the 20 of LaFountain. LaFountain in the number 20 pushes up the racetrack a little bit. Room for Lamberton down on the bottom. Lamberton's got to back out of it as the 20 came back down the racetrack. Battle for the lead now, side by side off the 2nd turn. The 7 of Aubin looks down on the inside, and Donor pushes up the racetrack off of turn number 2. Aubin takes the lead in turn number 3. Can he get it to stick off the 4th turn? He completes the pass at the halfway point. Cody Aubin, the new leader. Ryan McGinley in the 35 now, putting pressure on the 98 of Rico Hernandez. Hernandez pushes up the racetrack in turn number 2. The rear end kicks out on the 35 as well, but McGinley is still there down on the bottom in turn number 3. McGinley keeps it tight down to the bottom, pushes up the racetrack a little bit. Room for Lamberton down on the bottom. They're 3 wide down the front stretch. Lamberton had to back out of it. A gentleman move there going into turn number 1. As McGinley couldn't see him, he didn't have the wheels far enough up. And now Lamberton takes advantage down the back stretch by blowing by down on the inside. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 more to go for Cody Aubin in the number 7. Lonnie Rivers has been pinned. Lonnie's been pinned in that R7 back behind the 35. Brian McGinley. The 20 of Jamie LaFountain's been trying to find a way by as well. And they are right now not in a qualified position as Brian McGinley holds the 5th and final qualified spot. White flag is out one more time around for the 7 of Cody Aubin. The R7 of Lonnie Rivers on the bubble looking to get in. Here he comes off the 4th turn, and Cody Aubin is going to pick up the 2nd heat race victory. 2nd's going to go to Rick Donor. 3rd, Mark Lamberton. 4th, Rico Hernandez. 5th, Brian McGinley. 6th, Lonnie Rivers. 7th, Jamie LaFountain.
Precision Auto Collision Center, sponsor number 61 from Plattsburgh, that is former 2-time track champion Robin Wood. And starting shotgun in the field in the Jefford Steel, sponsored number 7 from Morrisonville, it is Nick Lagoy. 7 cars take the green flag. Top 4 pick up handicap, so you got to get to the top 4. If you do, you'll start inside the first 4 rows in the feature event. It's Brent Jarvis from the outside, row number 1. 3 wide down the backstretch, going for the 2nd spot. Sean Duquette through on the inside. He's got 2nd. The meat and the sandwich is the 56 of St. Clair. He pushes up the track in 4. That opens up running room for car number 3 and Danny Sullivan. Sullivan will hustle underneath the 56. He'll go to 3rd. Dave Raptoy will follow that move. He'll get to the 4th spot as the 56 of St. Clair is sliding to the back of the pack. The 61 right now of Robin Wood is snookered. He is pinned behind the 56, and down to the inside of his door is Nick Lagoy in car number 7. It's the inside line that came to life. The outside line car sliding towards the back, and Robin Wood, no place to go with that number 61, although now he starts to roll. Looking to the inside of the 7 down the backstretch into turn number 3. Sean Duquette makes a bid for the lead. Off of turn number 4, here comes car number 18. He's got the lead. Sean Duquette leading, 3 cars battling out front. Jarvis on the top of the track, Sullivan in car number 3 down on the inside. It's Sean Duquette in the 18 leading, pulling with him the 3 car of Danny Sullivan. The 28 of Jarvis slides back to 3rd. 4th, Dave Raptoy in the number 21. Then it's Robin Wood, point leader, in car number 61 in the 5th spot. He looks down to the inside, going to turn number 1. Robin Wood takes the 61, puts the nose underneath Dave Raptoy in that 21 machine. They are just about even in the middle of the backstretch. Working into turn number 3, they are even. Now Wood powers through on the inside. He'll go to 4th. Sean Duquette shows the way. Danny Sullivan is just off the back bumper. And it's Brent Jarvis in the 28. Robin Wood in car number 61 has gone to 4th. The 21 of Dave Raptoy works in the 5th spot. Nick Lagoy is 6th, and running in 7th is Casey St. Clair in car number 56. Halfway this time by, qualifier number 1, Sean Duquette shows the way. He's got a rearview mirror full of Danny Sullivan's 3 car. Robin Wood moving to 3rd with a Precision Auto Collision sponsored number 61 machine. The Jarvis 28 now back in the 4th spot. Dave Raptoy in car number 21 has some work to do to get into a qualified handicap spot. He has to chase down that Jarvis 28. All right, here comes the field off of turn number 4. The white flag is out, 1 to go. 1 lap remains for Sean Duquette. Danny Sullivan, can he pull a rabbit out of his hat? Down the backstretch, he's got the final set of turns to make something happen. Looks like he's content to just run in that 2nd spot. Sean Duquette's going to win it. Here he comes off of turn number 4. Duquette pushes high off 4. Opens the door for Sullivan on the inside. It's still Duquette by about 2 feet. Sean Duquette really pushed high off of turn number 4. For Dylan Paye. He is from Milton, Vermont. Row number 3 on the inside. 2 fast cars at the back of the pack. Car number 19 and the Bigor Supply MX Fuels number 19. From Moores, that is Jamie Bigor. And starting shotgun on the field, the defending track champion of the Marcia Holmes Bud Light number 20. From Plattsburgh, the racing professor, Bucko Branham. 6 cars take the green flag as out front, it's the 93 of Chris Frenier. On the outside line, he sticks the nose in front. Side-by-side racing through the field. Frenier trying to pull ahead. Now he's sideways through turn number 4, sideways along the front stretch, and he's got the lead by half a car length at the line. It is still side-by-side through the top 6 now, not side-by-side anymore. Jamie Bigor trying to get underneath the number 55 of Jim McKiernan. McKiernan in the middle, going into turn number 3. Bigor works his way through. Bucko Branham sees that inside line working. He's going to go down to the inside as well to get a spot. Dylan Paye moves down in front of Branham. Now McKiernan goes to the top of the racetrack. Here comes Bigor for the lead on the inside. Jamie Bigor digs to the inside of the 86 of Mike Shagnon. He'll get the lead. Dylan Paye in the 07 trying to move underneath as well. He is in the 3rd spot. He'll be in 2nd by the time they get to the line as Shagnon bobbled in 4th. Dylan Paye goes to 2nd. Bucko Branham in car number 20 about to grab 3rd. Shagnon is way up in the line where nobody wants to be on the top of turns 1 and 2. He'll slide back to the 4th spot. Chris Frenier works in 5th. Jim McKiernan back in 6th. Bucko Branham digging right onto the back bumper of 07, Dylan Paye, as we're halfway in qualifier number 2. Jamie Bigor's lead is 3 car lengths off the 2nd turn, with the Auto Creek 07 of Paye in that 2nd spot. Bucko Branham in car number 25-time winner this year. Defending track champion. He comes into this afternoon some 26 points behind Robin Wood, sitting in the 3rd spot, and he's making a move for 2nd now. Into turns 1 and 2, he's down on the inside, and he's going to move through on that inside line. He'll take 2nd, and let's see if he can chase down Jamie Bigor. Branham has had a very fast car the 2nd half of the season, had a couple of bobbles in the middle of the year that really cost him in the points, and that's why he is not closer, if not on top of the point standings, those 2 weeks where he really struggled. Bigor's lead is down to 2 car lengths off the 2nd turn. Branham trying to chase him down at 3 and 4. That's where he really seems to make up some ground. Almost closing onto the back bumper. 1 lap to go for Jamie Bigor in qualifier number 2. Again, the lead at the stripe was 2 car lengths. Branham down on the inside, really hugging that inside line. Now goes to the top off the 2nd turn. Bigor works high down the backstretch, now down low into 3 and 4. Branham trying to get underneath off of turn number 4. Here they come down the front stretch. The checkered flag is out. Jamie Bigor will win. Bucko Branham finishes 2nd, 3rd goes to Dylan Paye. 4th goes to Mike Shagnon. 5th it is Jim.
Chris is the point leader. Jason has a 23-point lead, needs a top 10 finish later on today to clinch the championship. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. Jay LaGrave from the top of the racetrack, and number 79 takes the lead. It's It's right down on the inside, and the 78 trying to hold his line, but the top is coming to life. Here comes Chad Collins, 3 wide in turn number 2. Collins down on the bottom, right in the middle. And here comes, there he goes. Tim LaFountain got a piece of him in turn number 4, and we got a yellow.
Well, I'm not sure that's
Ready to go. Here they come. Off the 4th turn, green. Flag is back out. Chad Collins this time with a good jump up on top, but he takes it really wide in turn number 1. Maybe he wanted to use the progressive banking because here he goes down the backstretch. Off of turn number 2, vaulted into the lead on top. He's still running up in that 3rd groove with that number 22 car. Jay LeGray fights back down on the inside, but then once he comes off the corner, Chad Collins is able to take the lead away via the progressive banking. Laporte trying to move up on top of the racetrack in the 45B. Jason Chris is moving 2-3 wide up to the top of the racetrack. Jason is trying to get into the top 4. He gets that 4th position away, and then now is working on Jay LeGrave in the 79 up on top of the racetrack. Chris is able to clear the 79 of LeGrave, takes the 3rd spot away. Now takes the car up to the top of the racetrack, and he's going to race side by side with the 45B of Josh Laporte. Into turn number 3, door to door. Chad Collins takes it really wide in turns 3 and 4, but he's using that progressive banking. He takes it way wide going into the corner, but then uses the progressive banking off of 2 and 4 to get him a little extra speed down the straights. This time it's the 54 of Chris looking down to the inside. There's going to be 2 laps to go this time by at the stripe. 2 laps to go this time around. Chad Collins might just barely have the lead. This time he does, about half the car. Oh boy, here goes the lead right now. The 54 of Jason Chris looks down to the inside, had plenty of room. Chad Collins even pushes up a little bit more than he wanted to in turn number 2. And he drops back to the 2nd spot. Here comes Laporte down to the inside, trying to make the same move that Chris did down on the inside. White flag is out one more time around for Jason Chris in the 54. Kane Favreau says I want in the 20K. He joins the battle for the 2nd place. And he, right now, is looking to go 3 wide. Looked in the middle, no room there. That hole closes up. He runs behind the 45B of Laporte, looking for a way through down on the inside, and he might just be content to finish in the 4th place position. Jason Chris wins it. 2nd's going to go to Laporte. 3rd, Collins. 4th, Favreau. 5th is Rob Sines. 6th, Jay LeGrave. 7th is going to go to Michael Wright. Is Rob Clark and shotgun on the field. The winningest driver in 2013 at the Speedway, it's Dale O'Neill in the number 16. All right, here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. Oh boy, look out. Pete Blaney goes around. The pizza wagon was a little bit slow to start. All right, ready to go again. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. D-Moore in the 88 and Foley in the 66. Foley with a good jump from the top of the racetrack, but D-Moore gets on it down on the bottom. And D-Moore with a good run down on the inside. Here comes Chris Clark. Look at that car go. 3 wide, and then he's quickly by him in turn number 3. D-Moore back to 3rd, and it's Foley up on top, battling right now for the 1st spot. But Chris Clark's going to come through down on the inside. Dropkick Foley back to the 2nd spot. Here comes Tyson Drown. He's nosing his way through in the 6th down on the bottom.
Snows it.
Yeah, spit that out. Here comes Dale O'Neill. 4 wide down the backstretch into turn number 3. That doesn't work. Good idea backing out there, Dale. All right, now Dale back on the prowl down on the inside. He's 3 wide again along the front stretch. They're almost 4 wide, but Dave D-Moore backs out of it. Oh boy, there goes Foley. The 14 of Clark got a piece of Foley. Things got a little tight in turn number 1. And perhaps maybe a tire down on that 14 of Rob Clark.
That's a good guess.
As he is off the pace and riding at the back of the pack. Oh, save it, Eric Riel. Riel got awful high off the 4th turn. The 6 of Tyson Drown pushed up the racetrack, and the 02 of Riel got on the bumper. Popsicle sticks are out, this time by 2 to go, shows Richie Peterson. Parallel flags for the 77 of Chris Clark. Clark in the 77. In turn number 3. White flag is out, this time by for the 77 of Chris Clark. David D-Moore in the 88, looking to move through down on the inside of the 66 of Foley. Foley is looking to rebound from getting sideways in turn number 1. Contact with the 14 of Rob Clark, and of course Clark went back pit side. Bad news for Rob Clark, good news for Chris Clark. Here he comes off the 4th turn. He wins heat race number 1. Same way, same thing that happened last week, only reverse rolls. 2nd to Dale O'Neill, 3rd Eric Riel, 4th Tyson Brown, 5th D. Moore, and 6th goes to Foley.
Hey, outside McClatchy is Josh Terry in the 43. Then it's the 44 and of Brandon Nolan at the rear of the field. It is Metal Man in car number 2 as he has the Junk is Beautiful machine from Clayburgh, New York, ready to roll from the back of the pack. You'll want to make sure you keep an eye on his progress from the rear of the field with that number 2. Watch out, he's got to try to get around Brandon Nolan. Out front, it's Rob Gordon with the H2O. Rob Favreau in car number 22 is on the outside of the front row. Rob's to the front as Gordon leads. Favreau is 2nd. Robbie is drinking a Pepsi up here in 3rd, and I'm in 4th announcing. It is the 17 of Richie Turner running in the 3rd position. It is Ryan Booten on the outside. Everybody's first name starts with an R. Not McClatchy. Somebody forgot to tell him that he's supposed to have a first name that starts with R. Rob leads. Rob is 2nd. Richie is 3rd. Ryan is 4th. Now Richie Turner tries to dig underneath the 22 of Rob Favreau. But Favreau gets a good run off the top of the 2nd turn, and he'll grab that 2nd spot back. Down the backstretch headed to 3. Turner drives it deep. He gets sideways, pushes up, right into the 22 of Rob Favreau. They make contact. They do synchronized spinning, and it brings out. He could just simply hit his horn, and he might be able to drive right on by. Here they come off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. Green flag is out. The 28 of Ryan Booten on the outside, trying to grab the lead away from Rob Gordon with the H2O. Metal Man has the 5th spot for now, but look out. Richie Turner's down on the inside. He's going to try to grab it away. There's a good battle at the front. There's a good battle at the back for that 5th spot. Metal Man going right up towards the wall, but Richie Turner's going to have 5th. Darn it. It's Rob Gordon leading out front. Ryan Booten on the outside is in the 2nd spot. Jason McClatchy, 5-time winner. He's won more than anybody else in this division. He runs in 3rd. Josh Terry is running in the 4th spot with car number 43. Richie Turner in 5th, trying to close back in on that pile of cars that's in front of him as we're halfway in the first qualifier for the Renegades. No, look at what's happened, Rob. Metal Man is back to the back of the pack. He's behind everybody once again. But he's got a good view of the field where he runs on the track. He can see them all. Out front it is Robert Gordon with the H2O running in 2nd. Here comes McClatchy through on the inside. McClatchy takes the 2nd spot away from Ryan Booten. Ryan picked up his first career win earlier this year with that number 28. He sits 3rd. Josh Terry in car number 43. Surprising that he has not won a race this year. He's had some bad luck, man. He totaled his main car in the middle of the season. But he is 4th of that number 43. And the guy who led the points for much of the year, Richie Turner, sits 5th out on the track with 2 to go. 2 laps to go for the H2O of Rob Gordon. And he has a pretty comfortable lead. It's a 5-car length advantage over Jason McClatchy. About the same distance from McClatchy back to Ryan Booten. Meanwhile, Richie Turner putting a move on the outside of Josh Terry, trying to take the 4th position away with a white flag out. So it is Rob Gordon leading with McClatchy in 2nd. And then Booten in the 28th 3rd. Side by side for that 4th spot. Josh Terry inside, Richie Turner outside. Checkered flag about to fly. Rob Gordon wins. Jason McClatchy was 2nd. 3rd was Ryan Booten. 4th was Richie Turner. 5th was the 43 of Josh Terry. Then it's the 22. Row number 3 on the inside, driving the Gosselin Construction, Nate's Automotive, number 23 from St. Albans, Vermont. That is John Booten. Outside in the number 44, Brookfield Excavation sponsored car for Tyler Terry. He's from Morrisonville. And shotgun of the field from Plattsburgh. It is the 1 for Kevin Burdo. So that's the field. 7 cars take the green, and it's Josh Leclerc out front. Josh pulled into victory lane, as I mentioned, a couple of weeks ago for the first time in the Renegade division. Of course, he's won a number of times in the 4-cylinder division. But first victory in the Renegade came a couple of weeks back for that number 7 car. He's got Curtis Seymour running in 2nd. The 44 of Tyler Terry runs in 3rd. Tyler has 2 wins this year. And our point leader, Lance Raptoy, is in car number 11. Lance has a 20-point advantage over Jason McClatchy coming into the feature event this afternoon. So Lance needs to finish in the top 8. If he finishes 8th and McClatchy were to win, he would give up 18 points, which would mean he would still be the track champion. If he were to finish In the ninth spot, then there would be co-track champions in the Renegade division. Again, that's assuming that McClatchy wins. So Lance Raptoy is really in a good spot to pick up a track championship. He has moved to third in the qualifier. Out front, it is the 7 of Jason McClatchy. Running in the second spot is the 44 of Tyler Terry. Running in third, Lance Raptoy, who is closing in on that 44 car. In car number 23, it is John Booton, who is in that fourth spot. And then it's the 357 of Curtis Seymour, back to fifth. Top five will pick up handicap and start inside the top 10 in their feature event. Curtis Seymour has that final handicap position, which would have him starting towards the front in the 25-lap feature for the Renegades. Field is pretty well strung out. It's a three-car length differential between the leader and second-place runner Tyler Terry. They're working upon the back of the pack, and Roberto number 1 with 2 laps to go for the 7th. Leclerc will go to the top of the second turn, work down the backstretch. Tyler Terry is still a good 4 to 5 car lengths in his rearview mirror. The 11 of Lance Raptoy right off the back bumper of car number 44, Tyler Terry. Here they come down the front stretch, 1 to go. 1 lap remains for Josh Leclerc. Works a little high into turn number 2. That might open the door for Tyler Terry. Nope, he's able to get off the second turn well. He still has that car length and a half lead. Tyler Terry closing. Again, Josh Leclerc working the middle through turn number 4. He'll come down the front stretch to the checkered flag and win the qualifier. Tyler Terry second, third Lance Raptoy. Fourth goes to the 23 of John. Another former track champion from Vermontville, New York, driving the Pulsar's Logging. Shamrock Bar and Grill number 34, it is George Foley. Shotgun of the field, number 17 from Plattsburgh, it is Jason Durgan. 9 machines take the green flag, and they're running up into 1 and 2. Mike Wells from the outside tries to grab the lead. They're 3 wide, racing for 5th behind him. Andy Haywood in trouble in the middle of the racetrack as Pat Dupree goes to the inside, Leon Gagnon to the outside. Out front, Mike Wells in car number 76 shows the way. Andy Linneman runs in second. Chris Kaye trying to get down to the inside of the CO2 of Craig Riel. Riel really drifted high into turn number 1, and that opened up room for Kaye down to the inside. He'll grab third. Craig Riel back to the 4th spot. Here comes Leon Gagnon trying to hustle his way underneath as Gagnon digs off the 4th turn, trying to get to the inside of the CO2 of Craig Riel. Patrick Dupree was right on the back bumper of the 4 car. Gagnon just barely missed clipping one of the tires off of the inside of turn number 2, but now he will move past the CO2 in the 4th turn. Leon Gagnon has the 4 machine into the 4th spot. Top 6 qualify for handicap as they work off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. One car that was scheduled for this first qualifier, not out on the track, Pat McGrail in the number 10 machine. I don't know if he had problems in one of the practice rounds, but McGrail does not answer the call with the number 10, the motor blew. So we will not be seeing Pat McGrail making his debut today with the new Troyer in the number 10. As word is, the motor may have blown with that number 10 machine, so no McGrail this afternoon. He was here with a brand new Troyer. The 76 of Mike Wells out front. Andy Linneman in the 3 machine runs in second. Chris Kaye is third. Leon Gagnon 4th. Craig Riel works in the 5th spot. Pat Dupree running in the 6th position. Top 6 qualify for handicap. Right now, Foley is outside the top 6 as he runs in 7th on the top of turn number 4. Mike Wells running strong out front. He has an advantage of some 10 car lengths. The best battle on the racetrack is for third. Chris Kaye trying to hold off Leon Gagnon. Gagnon in the 4 car was right on his back bumper that last lap going into turn number 3. But by the time they hit the start-finish line, he was 2 car lengths off the back. Craig Riel and Patrick Dupree battling for the 5th position. Give the 5th spot now to Dupree in the number 24. That puts Riel in a hot seat as if he wants handicap, he's going to finish in that 6th spot. Now George Foley trying to size him up with 2 to go. Mike Wells, Andy Linneman, then Chris Kaye in the 18. Leon Gagnon in the 4 got a good run off 2. And Kaye bobbled off the second turn, but again, he closes the door in 3 and 4. White flag is out, 1 lap to go. Foley really trying to work the top of the racetrack now to get around Craig Riel for that 6th and final transfer spot for handicap. Keep an eye on that battle for 6th. Meanwhile, to the front, Mike Wells off of turn number 4. He's going to win it. Andy Linneman will finish 2nd. 3rd will go to Chris Kaye. 4th is Leon Gagnon. 5th goes to Patrick Dupree. 6th is George Foley. as he is able to get Craig Riel off of turn number 4. In the number 9, Gibson Hardware, the sponsor from Granville, New York. That is Jim Introne. And starting shotgun on the field in the number 14 from Ausable Forks, it is Ryan McClellan. That's the field. Green flag is out. Roger Lebrecht is flying off into 1 and 2. He's got the lead down the backstretch. Todd Stone moving into the 3rd spot. And, Stone was off the pace as the yellow call goes out. All right, here comes the field through turn number 4, and the green flag is out. Roger Lebrecht from the inside, Mike Riel on the outside. Riel tried to do a slingshot move from the outside, dive down to the interior lane, but that was a block. They skipped the wheel. Max Vienne in the 25 and Mike Riel in the 02 made contact. Riel's car comes to a halt at top turn number 4. And that's good. Most of our qualifiers have been pretty much caution-free with the exception of this one. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Roger Lebrecht in the number 100. Max Vienne in the number 25. Max Vienne on the top of the racetrack. Trying to make a move going into turns 3 and 4. That opens up the inside line for Todd Stone. The Airborne Speedway track champion has the 2nd spot at the line. Max Vienne trying to stay after it on the top of the track. He is going to lose that 2nd spot, though, as Stone had it at the line, and he drives away off of turn number 2. Vienne gets back down to the inside line. That's often where he likes to be anyway in that number 25 machine. He's more of a bottom feeder with the 25, working towards the inside of the track. The 19 of Jesse Mueller has moved to 4th. The 13 of Michael Lebrecht runs in 5th. Todd Stone sizing up Roger Lebrecht now for the lead. Looked high, dives down low. Slingshot move is going to work. He gets to turn number 1, he'll have the lead. Todd Stone and the G-Stone Motors 1X off of turn number 2 down the backstretch to the lead. Roger Lebrecht running in the 2nd spot. 3rd, Max Vienne. 4th is now Jesse Mueller in that number 19 as we're halfway in qualifier number 2. Todd Stone has won 6 times this year. Jesse Mueller, the number 19, trying to get 3rd away from Max Vienne, being pushed off of turn number 2. Here comes Mueller trying again in turns 3 and 4 to get that 3rd spot. Max holding him off for now. Mueller has won 3 times this season. Those 2 drivers have put together combined 9 wins out of the 14 events that have been run in this division. 6 wins for Stone, 3 wins for Mueller, 2 wins this year for Foley, and a win apiece for Pat Dupree, Andy Haywood, and Andy Lindemann. Todd Stone is leading out front. He's got a half backstretch advantage over Roger Lebrecht. Max Vienne in the 25 still runs 3rd. 4th, the 19 of Mueller. 5th, the 13 of Mike Lebrecht. Remember, you got to be in the top 6 to qualify for handicap, and right now Matt Woodruff would have that 6th and final handicap spot, so he would start towards the front in the feature. Jim Introne with the Gibson Hardware number 9 is off the pace. He will limp back towards the Airborne garage. White flag is out for Todd Stone with a 1X. Picking up where he left off last Saturday night. Todd Stone with an almost full backstretch lead now over Roger Lebrecht. He's going to easily win this qualifier. Here comes the G-Stone Motors 1X off of turn number 4 as he takes the checkered flag in cruise control. Roger Lebrecht 2nd, Max Vienne 3rd, Jesse Mueller 4th, 5th to Michael Lebrecht, and 6th goes to the 55.
Ready to go. Brandon on the inside, Hernandez on the outside. Final time for the Sportsman Modifieds in 2013. Green flag is out. Jake Branham has the advantage down on the inside. Rico Hernandez back to 2nd in the number 98. It's Rick Donor in the 91, filing into the 3rd spot. Broderick's there in the 11. Broderick is 4th down on the inside. McGinley looking to go up on top of the racetrack as well. Brian McGinley moving on top in the number 35. Wants to get down to the bottom. Pelkey's there, not anymore. He's able to clear the 4 of Pelkey, and he now runs in the 5th spot with that number 35 car. Good racing right now between the 69 of Mike Finney, the 4 of Keith Pelkey, and the R7 of Lonnie Rivers. Cody Aubin has been snookered in that 7 car. He's stuck behind the R7 of Lonnie Rivers. Double wide are the 11 and 91. Broderick on the bottom. Donor up on top. It's McGinley behind them. And then Pelkey in the 4. Jimmy Introne has a little bit of trouble. He's got a problem in turn number 3, and we have a yellow flag. Good start last time for Branham down on the inside. And let's see what he's got this time. Here he comes off the fourth turn. Oh boy, look out as they pile into the wall. Lonnie Rivers in the R7, it looked like hooked the back bumper of the 4 of Keith Pelkey. And 2 laps in, 23 to go. All right, here they come off the 4th turn. Green, flag is out, and we're back underway. Outside lane boxes it up once again as Mike Finney in the number 69 is stuck behind the 11, and he's using the chrome horn down the backstretch. Finney pinned behind the 11 of Broderick, and he's looking to move through down on the inside. And he's got a tiptoe through down on the inside as Senior Speed was down there. Moving through down to the inside lane, the Percent Racing 03 was cooking down low, and the 69 of Finney tried to get there. And Finney had to back off and lost a couple of car lengths and a couple of positions also in doing so. Out front is Jake Branham in the 1. Running second is Rico Hernandez. Rico's been pretty strong today in that number 98 car. Rico runs second, it's Rick Donor third, but here comes Cody Aubin. Aubin was really impressive in the qualifier. He was able to work to the front quickly, and then once he got to the front and took the lead away, he won by a pretty sizable advantage at the line. Brian McGinley in the 35 runs, oh boy, look out. Donor goes around in the 91. There is that's the pretty long green flag run right here. All right, here they come off the turn number 4. Green, flag is out. Jake Branham in the 1, down on the bottom. Good run this time for Hernandez up on top. He pushes though as he gets off of turn number 2. Branham takes the lead, and here comes Hernandez back on top. The 98 of Hernandez tries to get there off the 4th turn. Dirt tracks it, but can't quite get there as Branham completes the pass at the stripe. Aubin in the 7 down on the bottom looking to roll as he's now wheel to wheel with the 98 of Hernandez. The teammates race for second. Aubin sticks the nose out in front, takes the 2nd spot away, drop kicks the 98 back to 3rd. Brian McGinley's a little bit out of shape in 4th. He's able to save it. Here comes Mike Finney down on the inside in the 69. Finney rallying back up into the top 5 in the number 69 car. Now he looks down on the inside of the 35 of McGinley. Takes the 4th spot away. As McGinley drops back to the 5th spot, and Finney has his eyes set on the 3rd spot, being held by Hernandez in that number 98 car. All the pressure is on Jake Branham right now in the Huntley Trucking number 1. It's Cody Aubin in the Peppers number 7, right there on the back bumper. Aubin looking for a way by, perhaps just being patient and biding his time, waiting for that Huntley Trucking number 1 to slip up. But that time in turn number 2, a bobble from the 7 of Aubin cost him about a car length and a half.
I think that if it's me, that would be the strategy. Just ride for a little bit. This is lap 10 as they cross the start-finish line this time.
Cody Aubin still riding behind the 1 of Jake Branham. Being patient right now and that's really a good strategy. Sometimes we see in this division, lack of patience ends up being costly. Yes, yeah, expensive and costly in this division. That's not something that you always want to see. Here goes Mike Finney now. He tried to get the Valley View Firewood 69 up to the top of the racetrack. It wouldn't stick. Now he's going to slingshot down to the inside.
One car on the move is Mark Lamberton. Lamberton just went right around Jamie LaFountain on the outside, and he has moved into the 6th spot, mid for the lead.
Down to the inside, Aubin looks, and shutting the door in turn number 1 is Jake Branham in the number 1. It's going to be halfway this time by cross flags. Going to be shown to the 1 of Jake Branham this time around. Lamberton in that 29L works to the top of the 35 of Brian McGinley. McGinley is down in the bottom. And it is Lamberton easily getting around him up on top of the racetrack. Lamberton up into the top 5. Finney closing in on that battle between the 7 of Aubin and the 1 of Jake Branham. The hole opens up down on the inside. Aubin tries to fill it going into turn number 1. Aubin with a look down to the inside once again. Can't quite get there in turn number 1. Branham increases the lead to a car length down the backstretch. Aubin closes in turns 3 and 4 off the corner. The hole opens up again. Aubin's going for it this time off the 4th turn. Aubin in the number 7 looks again. Can't quite get there. But Mike Finney smiling. He's seeing that battle go on in front, and he is closing the gap between himself and Cody Aubin in the 7. Aubin perhaps thinking to go high this time. Now he's going to slingshot down to the bottom. Room again this time off the 4th turn. He's trying to show the wheels to Jake Branham down on the inside, but can't quite get there. Keeps getting closer, but can't get there going into turn number 1.
Fastest machine on the racetrack might be Mark Lamberton's 29L. If Lamberton can get a caution, I think he is a factor in perhaps going for the win in this race. But without a caution, too much differential for him to run down.
Cody Aubin now looks up to the top of the racetrack. He says it's time to go. Aubin gets the right side tires off in the bunker. Pulls even in the middle of 3 and 4. Has the car up on top. Jake Branham down on the bottom. Drag race to the lead off the 4th turn. Give it to Cody Aubin in the number 7. Aubin in the 7 takes the lead on top of the racetrack. Perhaps he was just biding his time. And he goes around Jake Branham on the top of the racetrack. He comes around again, and he is increasing his lead on that number 1 car. As here comes Mike Finney in the 69. Finney trying to go with that same move that worked on Jake Branham. But Jake pushed up in turn number 2. Wave of the hand this time by for the 7 of Cody Aubin. 5 laps to go for Cody Aubin in that number 7 car. Finney still eyeing a move on that number 1 of Jake Branham. He's looked high, he's looked low. Hasn't been able to get the grip to get around. Aubin has checked out on the number 1 of Jake Branham. Rico Hernandez is off the pace on the backstretch. He wants to keep that car going because his teammate has the lead right now. Lamberton is closing in on the battle for second. As he pushes the time in turn number 2, he lost a couple of car lengths, but Lamberton has certainly done a good job to rally from the back of the pack all the way up into 4th place right now. Rico Hernandez is off the pace in the number 98. He's going to want to get off the racetrack, otherwise Cody's not going to be too happy with it. Mike Finney in the 69 has looked to the top of the 1 of Jake Branham. Popsicle sticks are out this time by. 2 to go for Cody Aubin. Rico Hernandez in the 98 takes his car pit side. He gets off the track. Cody Aubin is happy to see that. White flag is going to be out this time around. 1 to go for Cody Aubin in the number 7. Aubin looking for his first career Sportsman Modified win here at Airborne Speedway. And he is 2 corners away from doing so. Here he comes through turns 3 and 4. Cody Aubin is going to win it. First win of the year for Cody Aubin. Second's going to go to Mike Finney. 3rd, Jake Branham. 4th, Mark Lamberton. 5th is going to go to Jamie LaFountain. 6th to Chris Susi. 7th, Brian McGinley. 8th, Rick Donor. 9th, Senior Speed.
But eventually, he went to the top of the racetrack. That's where Jake's car wanted to go, particularly off the turns. And once he was able to get to the outside, he was able to make that winning move and win for the first time in his career in the Sportsman Modified division. Mike Finney was able to get around Jake Branham to finish in the 2nd spot. Jake Branham settles for 3rd with the number 1. Mark Lamberton rallied from last on that restart. The final 20 laps were run under green flag conditions. He goes from last to 4th, and Jamie LaFountain, another driver that started out to the back of the pack on that restart.
Cody Aubin with his first career win in the Sportsman Modifieds. We'll give him a second to get the helmet off. Car was really good today for Cody. Nice job by Mike Finney to come home 2nd, and then Jake Branham bringing the 1 home in the 3rd spot. But we'll get a word with the winner, Cody Aubin. Just a second, he's receiving congratulations over here in Victory Lane. Come on over, Cody.
Good man. Thanks, bud. Cutting your hair today.
Cody, nice job. Win number 1, first career win, and the way you drove was really smart today. You were very patient. In the heat race, you knew you had a great car because you were able to take off once you got to the front. Again today, you were able to take off, but you were very smart being patient, and once you had the room, you knew it was time to go. You took the car up to the top. The car was great. You did a nice job today.
Yes, thank you. I just got to thank my crew. Last week I got in a pretty bad wreck, and them guys, unbelievable crew, Can't thank them guys enough. Back at home, here at the track. Got to thank all my sponsors, NCD Motorsports, Motorsports Redemption, Casella, our Canadian friends, Chris and Kathy. I got to thank them a ton. They've helped us out tremendously. And thank all the fans for coming out and watching us every week in and out,
And you mentioned week in and out. It's been very noticeable that you've just continuously gotten better in this division, and it really is nice for you to finally get your first career win here. Nice job.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's Cody Alvin. He picks up his first career win in Sportsman Modifieds.
Adrenaline is something that flows pretty well through the body when you are a stuntman.
All right, well, here comes Chris Morena out onto the Speedway. He's really going to want a big round of applause. So if you can, everybody get up on your feet. Give Chris a nice round of applause. Cheer him on, as he's here putting on a good show for us today. The Airborne T-Bone, it's called.
Nice job by the folks down in turn number 1. Many of them waving to Morena, checking that car out as he works
Working on his
down
speed.
the backstretch.
The one thing he said, he wants to work on his speed on the backstretch. He wants to try and get to the 55 to 60 mile an hour range. Get on your feet here along the front stretch. Give him a nice round of applause. Send him off, as he will be doing the stunt today, the Airborne T-Bone.
He wasn't going to take too long working around the racetrack. Once he gets to that infield, it's on.
I think it's time, as he takes it up high over in turn 3. And here he comes. Chris Morena trying to hit 55 to 60 miles per hour. He's got to be dead on this jump. And here he goes, Chris Morena into the car and lands right on top. Perfectly nails that stunt, as he lands right on that top car, the Airborne T-Bone. Chris Morena does it perfect.
Folks going over to check on him.
Here he is getting out of the car. Give him a nice round of applause, Chris Morena, as he climbs up on top of the car. I'll go down trackside and get a word with Chris.
That looked like it was dead perfect.
I appreciate it. Yeah, everything worked out well. Unfortunately, we had 2 mortars that didn't want to go. I guess somebody riding around in a white truck behind me felt cool and wanted to do hot laps in the infield, ran over my pyro wires. So I apologize to you, because it takes me a long time to build, make, invent, and anyway, when everything doesn't go correct, I'm glad I'm safe. That's the point, obviously, but we're going to have a bunch more fire, and that didn't work out. So we're going to have to tame down some of the guys there riding around over my wires. But yeah, everything worked out good. I looked down, I was doing about 55, 57 by the time I hit the ramp. And the first hit was the biggest hit. It slows you down, but I mean, it's a T-bone. It just goes right against the car, and you have to exhale, basically. Everything goes forward. But in my car, I mean, I was just one with the cage, so it worked out well. Once I'm in the air and I came down, I'm like, oh boy, where am I going to land? I didn't want to land beyond that third car and hit the pavement, obviously. So, no, it worked out good, and I gave him the thumbs up. I knew we were good. There was no fire around the car, so it worked out, you know, the way I planned, actually. It was a bumpy ride, though. This is tricky to get here. You have to like really focus on the ramp. You don't want to miss a line, obviously. So I'm glad we got her done.
Well, nice job, Chris, and you did a nice job as always.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. I want to thank Mike Perotti, you guys for coming out, watching the races, and the two-wheeling went great, and the crash is great once you get out of the car. You know, obviously that's a successful jump. We wrecked another car, and it went over well, so thanks again, guys.
All right, give him a nice round of applause. Chris Morena, stuntman all around the United States.
To the 28. Here they come through turn number 4 down the front stretch green. Flag is out. Championship on the line. It will be decided in this division at the end of the 25 laps, so they're 3 wide on lap number 1. 3 wide off the second turn, going for the lead. Sean Duquette on the inside. Brent Jarvis on the outside. The inside line seems to be the preferred line right now, as that is coming to life with Danny Sullivan in the 3, Robin Wood in the 61. Bigor's already lost a couple of spots. Bucko Branham in car number 20 down to the inside of Dylan Paye. 3 wide racing down the backstretch. Danny Sullivan is in second. Robin Wood trying to move to third on the inside line. The 28 of Brent Jarvis up top. He is sliding back to fourth. The outside line was not the line to be in, and that's where Jamie Bigor was at the drop of the green flag, and he lost several spots on the opening lap. Robin Wood looking for second, going to the inside of Danny Sullivan into turn number 3. Has room on the inside. Robin Wood powers through in that 61 as he goes to the second spot. Brent Jarvis in the 28 was sideways off 4. Made pretty good contact with the 20 of Bucko Branham. Jarvis was sideways. Branham just trying to sneak through on the inside and may have just clipped the left front of the 28 as he was in bad shape coming off the 4th turn along the front stretch. Now Robin Wood eyeing the lead. Sean Duquette works the middle of the track. The 61 of Robin Wood trying to get underneath. Danny Sullivan runs in third. 4th is Bucko Branham in car number 20. Robin Wood noses out in front into turn number 3. They work into the 4th turn down the front stretch. Robin Wood is going to have the lead. He takes the lead, completing lap number 5. Robin Wood takes the lead on the 5th lap. 3 cars battling now for second. Sean Duquette's on the outside. Danny Sullivan down to the inside. Bucko Branham in car number 20, running right behind those 2 cars, sitting in the 4th spot, waiting to see how that battle for second plays out. It's the inside line that wins it. Danny Sullivan in car number 3 goes to second. Branham trying to chase him down in the 20 machine. Jamie Bigor in car number 19 right now running in the 6th spot. He's trying to get 5th away from Dylan Paye. They run side by side for position. Branham has moved to 3rd. Sean Duquette is back to 4th. Dylan Paye on the outside is 5th. 6th is Jamie Bigor. Bucko Branham sliding high in 1 and 2. He is going to lose several spots. Loses a spot to the 18, the 07 and the 19. As Branham drifted high in 1 and 2, got up into the speedy dry that is up there, and he lost several spots sliding through the turn. Robin Wood leading by 5 car lengths over car number 3, Danny Sullivan. Sean Duquette runs in 3rd. Dylan Paye in the 07 is 4th on the outside. That battle continues between the 19 and the 07. Bucko Branham snookered right now, but behind those 2 cars trying to find a lane to run in. Jamie Bigor in 4th at the line that time. His persistence paying off down to the inside of Dylan Paye, and now Bucko Branham comes underneath. He'll grab the 5th spot. That kicks the 07 back to 6th. Robin Wood leading out front, pulling away from Danny Sullivan. His lead is up to 10 car lengths. Sullivan running in 2nd. 3rd is Sean Duquette. Jamie Bigor is 4th. Bucko Branham right on his back bumper. Bigor goes to the top of the track. Branham, whose car has really worked down on the inside, is able to power through past the number 19, and he'll go to 4th. Bucko Branham up to the 4th spot. Jamie Bigor back to position number 5. Out front it is Robin Wood, looking for his 3rd track championship. Bucko Branham back to the top 3. He made that one mistake in turns 1 and 2 of 4 laps ago. That cost him several spots. He has gained those spots back. That's where he was when he had the problem. He was in the 3rd position, but he is half the backstretch behind Robin Wood, and he's got a good gap between himself and 2nd place runner Danny Sullivan. This time by, it'll be halfway for Robin Wood and the number 61, who is looking for his 4th win. He has 2 point counting event wins and 1 non-point event win. It would be his 4th overall win of 2013 and would clinch the division championship as well. Danny Sullivan works in 2nd, Branham 3rd. He really needs a caution flag if he is going to figure into this one. Just too much of a distance right now between himself and Sullivan in 2nd, and certainly Robin Wood, who is way out front. Sean Duquette in the 4th spot. Jamie Bigor looking to move underneath. Duquette goes to the top of turn number 2. Bigor tries to get under off the 2nd turn, and he is there going to turn number 3. Looks like the 19 not handling the way he would like it, particularly down low, has to work up high, and he was able to work past the 18 for the 4th spot. So Jamie Bigor is up to 4th, but if he wants a track championship, a whole bunch of things have to happen in his favor, and right now certainly not shaking out that way for Bigor in the number 19. Robin Wood leading comfortably out front over the 3 of Danny Sullivan. The 20 of Bucko Branham in the 3rd spot. Jamie Begor fourth. Dylan Paye is going to go to fifth. Sean Duquette runs in sixth with the number 18. Seventh is Car 7 for Nick Lagoy. Eighth is Brent Jarvis. Ninth is Dave Raptoy. Rounding out the top 10 is Jim McKiernan in the number 55. 11th would be Mike Shagnon. 12th is Chris Frenier. And 13th is Casey St. Clair with the number 56. The advantage for Robin Wood is 10 car lengths out front. He's about to put lap number 18 up on the board. 7 laps would remain for the Leland's Barbershop, Ganieka Bingo Rent-A-Wreck Precision Auto Collision Center number 61. Bucko Branham is gaining on the 3 of Danny Sullivan, but at the rate that he is gaining, again, I'm not sure he's going to have enough time to figure in the mix even for that second position. Robin Wood has it in cruise control. Just has to continue to focus, hit his marks. Is able to move quickly towards the front in this feature event. And this time by, there will be just 5 laps remaining for Robin Wood in 2013, separating himself from a track title. 5 to go for the number 61. Danny Sullivan continues to run a good 10 car lengths off the back of the 61. Bucko Branham may be the fastest car on the racetrack right now, but back in the 3rd spot and still quite a distance behind the 61, although he is reeling in the 3 car. But I'm not sure he's going to have enough time to even make a bid for second, although he is closing quickly now on Sullivan. Dylan Paye trying to take the 4th spot away from Jamie Begor. Begor working the top of the racetrack with an ill-handling race car, and Paye is able to get underneath with the Auto Creek 07 to try to take 4th. That last lap at the line, Paye was in the 4th position, and he is going to stay there. Branham is close to within 2 car lengths off the back of Danny Sullivan in car number 3. Robin Wood continues to have a comfortable lead out front. The only close race right now on the track is for that 4th position that goes to Dylan Paye in the 07. 2 laps to go for Robin Wood. Now, one thing Robin Wood does not want is a yellow flag. That could change the complexion of everything. If this stays under green, he is in great shape. He's got 1 more lap to go. Here he comes off of turn number 1. Robin Wood in car number 61 takes the white flag, 1 to go. Danny Sullivan has Bucko Branham on his back bumper in turns 1 and 2. Sullivan trying to hold on to that 2nd spot. They work down the backstretch. It'll be a track championship, his 3rd in the limited late model division for Plattsburgh's Robin Wood in the number 61. Danny Sullivan finishes in 2nd. Bucko Branham is 3rd. 4th, off of turn number 4, it's going to go to Dylan Paye in the 07. Jamie Begor finishes 5th in the 19. 6th is Sean Duquette in the 18. 7th goes to Nick Lagoy. 8th goes to the 21 of Dave Raptoy. Finishing in 9th is the 28 of Brent Jarvis, and rounding out the top 10 is the 55.
All right, Rob is headed trackside to get a word with race winner and 2013 limited late model track champion, Robin Wood. Robin picking up his 3rd point counting event win this season. He has 1 non-points win. All right, we'll go down trackside to Rob Knowles, who's standing by, waiting to talk to new track champion and today's race winner, Robin Wood.
As Robbie mentioned, that's his 4th win of 2013. It makes him now a 3-time track champion in this division. Was last champion of the division back in 2011, 2010, 2011, and now 2013. He'll add that to his resume. Climbing out of his car now. Give him a nice round of applause. This is Plattsburgh's Robin Wood. All right, here is Robin Wood, and I thought really key to the race early on, you were able to pick up some positions. The outside line seemed to back up a little bit. You spotted that, moved down to the inside line, and made pretty good progress getting to the front.
Yeah, the car was pretty good in the bottom. Like I said, the outside line really didn't go that good. Able to get on the bottom, make a pretty decent run past a few cars early on, and once we got in the front, we just kind of kept Danny far enough back so it really wasn't on us, and we were able to hold on.
Well, it looked like with Danny a good 10 to 12 car lengths behind, you just had to focus, hit your marks. Wasn't a lot of side-by-side racing happening anywhere else in the field. And something that we've seen happen a lot this year, late yellows come out, and that changes the complexion of everything. But it didn't happen in this race this afternoon, which made your life a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. I was hoping there would be no yellows, but the car was decent anyways. It would have been a little bit harder, but I got to thank a lot of people. I got to thank my dad especially, Rudy, for working on the car every week. My wife, Nikki, of course, my crew chief, Tyler, Barb, Gary, Leland, Precision, he's here every week, a big supporter of Airborne. Ganyanka Territorial Bingos, Precision, Daniel Signs, Lormans, just everybody that helps me out every week.
And Rent-A-Wreck.
And Rent-A-Wreck, yes.
Well, congratulations. You've won this now 3 times as a track champion. That's an excellent job and a great run today to wrap up that 3rd title.
Thank you.
All right, so there's Robin Wood. He wins the...
Gonna go green out of turn number 4, 15 laps, final event. Point counting, that is, in 2013 for the Busch Beer Mini Modifieds. Here they come, green, flag is out, and they're leaning on one another at the start. The 79 of LaGrave and the 88 of D-Moore leaned on one another, coming down to take the green flag as they lean on one another going into turn number 3, and Signs says 3 wide. Rob Signs has his 3 up in the 3rd groove, 3-3-3. He goes 3 wide and backs out of it as he comes off of turn number 4. Wise decision, but he found himself in another 3 wide move. Up on top as they race for 3rd place, Jay LaGrave off the pace. Front row. And he's getting hooked by the 22 of Chad Collins. And he goes around in the infield. See if he can get that car refired and join at the tail end of the field. There are a couple of cars loose in turn number 4. Boy, that would have been interesting. All right, we're ready to go again. D-Moore Signs. The front row, here they come off the 4th turn. D-Moore gets on it early. Green, flag is back out. It's an even start. In turn number 1, D-Moore sticks the nose out in front. Signs is trying to come through on the top of the racetrack. Here comes Chris Clark, 3 wide, going into turn number 3, and Chris Clark takes the lead. 3 wide now for the 2nd spot. Clark has the lead as they bump and bang along the front stretch for that 2nd spot. Tyson Drown in the 6th down on the inside, trying to make that line stick. He gets a push on the back bumper from the 02 of Eric Riel. Keeping an eye on the 16 of Dale O'Neill. He is boxed in behind the 45B of Josh Laporte. And Jason Chris, like you mentioned, is keeping his nose clean and just riding around. Jason Chris knows he has a good car. And if he's not in a position that he needs to be in by maybe lap 10, say, he will put himself in that position by pushing that car. But right now, he's out for a Sunday drive. Out front, it's Chris Clark in the number 77. Tyson Drown in the 6th is 2nd. It's a good battle between Dale O'Neill and the 02 of Eric Riel for 3rd. O'Neill perhaps thinking about 2nd place right here as he looks down on the inside of Tyson Drown. But Tyson has a good run going into turn number 3. O'Neill even better in the middle of the corner. Here comes O'Neill and the 02 of Riel as they look to part the 6 of Tyson Drown.
He's going to have work running down Chris Clark, too, who's got himself a pretty comfortable lead out front. Good 15 car lengths.
Well, Josh Laporte in the 45B now. Eyes a move down to the inside of the 6 of Tyson Drown. Here comes Eric Riel thinking down to the inside, but then he had to get on the binders. He was a little hot in turn number 3. Chris Clark is working on the pizza wagon. Roddenbush gets up out of the way. He runs through that oil up on top. Doesn't affect him, though. He holds his line well. And Roddenbush goes 1 lap down. O'Neill running in 2nd. 3rd is Eric Riel. 4th is the 45B of Josh Laporte. 5th is Drown. 6th, Fabro. 7th is Chris. He's in a spot where he's already got that clinched. 3rd is Signs. The pizza wagon's a little bit in the way this time. 9th would be Clark. 10th would be D-Moore. 11th would be LaFountain. 12th would be Collins. 13th is the 66 of Foley. Wright is 14th, and 15th right now is the pizza wagon. Halfway for Chris Clark. halfway in this 15-lap event. And I think Dale O'Neill might be cutting in to the lead ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Not enough to challenge at the end. He's got Eric Riel right on his back bumper, though.
And Jason Chris is where he needs to be.
Inside the top 10 is all
just
he
run in
needs
the
to
top
do.
10.
And with Dale O'Neill in second place, that's 4 extra points that he could have as leeway. And that would mean he could actually finish in the 12th spot. Jason Chris
Yeah,
could.
he's right now 6th, so he's fine.
Yep. Stay clean and continue to ride for Jason Chris as he works down below the 20K of Kane Favreau. Favreau up on top, Chris down on the bottom. Chris looks down to the inside in turn 1 and 2. As they're wheel to wheel off the second turn. As they race down the backstretch into turn number 3. Chris sticks the nose out in front. Takes position number 5 away from Kane Favreau. Yellow flag is out. The 22B of Pete Blaney, rather.
Green flag racing.
All right, Chris Clark, Dale O'Neill, here they come off the 4th turn. Green flag is out. It's a good start down on the inside for Chris Clark. He pushes the 16 up a lane. In turn number 1, tries to get him to go through the speedy dry in the oil that's up there in 1 and 2. As Dale O'Neill is hanging there on the top of the racetrack. Side by side off the 4th turn. Chris Clark in the 77, the 16 of Dale O'Neill. Chris Clark still has it, and he's pushing him up the racetrack once again. Chris Clark using up a lot of the racetrack, trying to force the 16 high, but Dale O'Neill's doing a good job staying there on the top. Clark sticks the nose out in front in 3 and 4, pushes up the racetrack big time off the 4th turn. And 2 laps remain for the 77 of Chris Clark. Dale O'Neill with a good run this time off of turn number 2. Uses the progressive banking up on top of the racetrack as they're side by side going into turn number 3. Clark with the nose out in front once again. They're side by side behind the battle for the front as they race for the 3rd spot. White flag is out. 1 to go for Chris Clark in the 77. Dale O'Neill in the 16. Good run again in turn number 2. It's going to be a drag race likely for the finish as Chris Clark sticks the nose out in front once again in turn number 3. Here they come off the 4th turn, leading on one another. Chris Clark wins it. Dale O'Neill 2nd, 3rd Eric Riel, 4th to Josh Laporte, 5th is going to go to Jason Chris, 6th Kane Favreau, 7th Rob Clark, 8th Tim.
Difference coming off of turn 4 down the front stretch. A drag race for the win that goes the way of car number 77 and Chris Clark, who wins for the 3rd time this season with that number 77 car. Jason Chris, the number 54, will claim the divisional championship with his number 54 machine. He is celebrating down along the front stretch as Chris Clark is returning the checkered flag with his number 77.
All right, thank you very much. Chris is unbuckling, just waiting for him to get out of the car. Win number 3 on the year for Chris. Give him a nice round of applause. Here he is, Chris Clark, driver of the number 77 Mini Mod. Chris, come on over. Chris, nice job. You had a good battle there on the lap 11 restart. Come over a little bit so Gene gets you on camera. And really, I think the key to your advantage was going into turn number 3. You were able to drive your car deep into the corner. You were still in it longer than O'Neill was, and I think that it was noticeable that in turn number 3 your car was very strong. In turns 1 and 2, he had you using the progressive banking up on top, but turn number 3 your car was really dialed in and strong on the bottom.
Yeah, well, when you see that car coming behind you, you got to do something to go faster. I could see he had it good. I had to keep the rear of the car out wide and share my lane a little bit, but only a small amount, and keep him knocked down because he's fast and hard to beat. And that was awesome racing. That was some of the best. The kid handles himself very well in a race car. And all year I've been following this kid around like he was a 50-year-old man, been doing it a long time. Congratulations to him.
Now, one thing that many people may not know, at the beginning of the year, you missed 2 or 3 weeks, and you factor 3 wins, and you've been pretty consistent this year. If you're here those first couple of weeks, you're right in the thick of things for a points championship.
You know, I'm not going to be ungrateful for what I do have. I got great sponsors, Bob and Susan from Bob's Trucking, and Russell LaFleur and his wife. The fact that I'm here and doing this on somebody else's dime to put on a good show, more power to this sport.
Well, nice job. Win number 3, and great job this year.
Thank you.
That's Chris Clark.
It is the Junk is Beautiful car for Meadowland. Shotgun on the field, and the number 1, Kevin Berto. That's the field, ready to run. As we are set to crown a divisional champion in the Renegades, the green flag is out. The field steams off into turns 1 and 2, and they're 3 wide for the lead. Rob Gordon's down on the inside. Curtis Seymour's the meat and the sandwich. Josh LeClaire is up on the top of the racetrack. Right behind them, it's Ryan Booten. Booten trying to find the fast line around as well. He runs in the 4th spot as he tries to get down to the inside. Lance Raptoy looking for a track championship. Lance can clinch that track championship. He's got a 20-point advantage. He needs to finish 9th or better. If he finishes 9th and McClatchy wins, they could be co-champions. If he finishes 8th or better, then Lance Raptoy is the divisional champion for 2013. Robert Gordon has taken a lead. He has 1 win this year with the H2O car. Josh LeClaire in the number 7 gets the right side tires off the racing surface. He gets into the bunker, so does Richie Turner. Turner to 17 loses a number of spots. He's all the way back towards the middle of the pack now. Ryan Booten running in the 3rd position, looking inside car number 7 to Josh LeClaire. Rob Gordon is leading out front, 5 car lengths the advantage over the 7 of LeClaire. The 28 of Booten sitting in the 3rd spot. Lance Raptoy, car number 11, runs in 4th. To his door on the outside is Curtis Seymour in the 357. He's in the 5th spot. John Booten trying to come through on the inside with car number 23. Side-by-side battle for the 2nd position between Ryan Booten and car 28 and car number 7, Josh LeClaire. They're both trying to chase down the leader, Robert Gordon, who is well out in front. 3 wide in the middle of the pack, running just inside the top 10. Tyler Terry, Josh Terry, Richie Turner, Curtis Seymour also there as they're in a diamond formation working around the racetrack. Turner gets the right side tires off the racetrack again. He's going to lose 1, 2, 3 spots. Richie Turner, that's the 2nd time he has struggled off the 2nd turn. It's cost him a number of spots. Robert Gordon with a half backstretch advantage right now over Ryan Booten, who has cleared Josh LeClaire. He has the 2nd spot. LeClaire runs 3rd. Lance Raptoy in 4th. Running in 5th is car number 23 for John Booten. Then it's Tyler Terry, Josh Terry, Curtis Seymour, and Jason McClatchy. McClatchy, to really put any pressure on Lance Raptoy, would have to pick up a number of spots and challenge for the win. But right now, Lance Raptoy feeling pretty darn good about his situation. He's in the 4th spot, not feeling any heat from behind right now, and he's got a car length between himself and 3rd place runner Josh LeClaire. If he runs in that spot the rest of the race, he'll win the division. Robert Gordon looking for his 2nd win this year. Gordon has a win. 2nd place runner Ryan Booten has a win. 3rd place runner Josh LeClaire has a win. Lance Raptoy sitting in the 4th spot does not yet have a win this year, but he's looking to be the divisional champion. A model of consistency. He really has not had many poor finishes throughout the year. In the 5th spot right now, it's John Booten in the 23. Tyler Terry in the 44 runs in 6th. Then it's Josh Terry, Jason McClatchy, and Rob Favreau rounding out the top 10. There's Lance Raptoy trying to get underneath car number 7 of Josh LeClaire, trying to make a move for the 3rd spot. Robert Gordon continues to build the lead out front. Meanwhile, Lance Raptoy trying to get that 3rd spot away from Josh LeClaire, who's putting up a pretty good fight on the outside. At the line, it's Lance Raptoy by about a foot. Ryan Booten in that 2nd spot. Lance Raptoy trying to finish the pass and clear Josh LeClaire so he can work whatever line he wants to. But LeClaire is still at his door on the outside. Robert Gordon goes around the 1, putting that car a lap down. Gordon has almost a full backstretch advantage now. They come along the front stretch with Gordon crossing the line, putting lap number 13 up on the board. The money wasn't clean. Cars working through 3 and 4. Second place, number 28, Ryan Booten, hits the start-finish line. Lance Raptoy running in that third spot. Josh Leclerc fourth. The 23 of John Booten rounding out the top 5. A lot of single file racing around the track as they try to chase down the car in front of them to gain track position. Right now, Lance Raptoy continues to run a safe, smooth race in that third spot with the number 11. Metalman goes down a lap. A couple of cars down a lap now as the H2O of Gordon goes around. Robert Gordon appears to be in a different time zone than the other cars this afternoon in the Renegade division. Gordon has a huge lead, a lead that we rarely see in this division, this big, over Ryan Booten in the number 28. He's just driven away from everybody else. The one has spun over in turn number 2. The one spins, and that's going to bring out a yellow flag. First caution flag of this Grin Wine Warehouse. Blue ticket 074-9894. 074-9894. One more, and we'll get to that during our next break. And we might have it right now as Jason McClatchy is sideways in 1 and 2. Tyler Terry is headed back towards the garage area. Yellow flag is out. Top point guy Lance Raptoy running in the third spot. Here they come off of turn number 4 down the line. There's the green flag. Robert Gordon on the inside tries to pull away down the backstretch. Ryan Booten tries to stick with him. Booten's on the top of the racetrack trying to keep his nose at the door of the H2O. Gordon trying to clear him in turn number 4. He will. Robert Gordon really running strong today with the H2O car. Ryan Booten in that second spot. Third on the outside, Josh Leclerc in the 7. Car 11 of Lance Raptoy taking third away down the backstretch going to the third turn. 3 cars battling behind them for 5th. Richie Turner inside. John Booten in the middle. Turner trying to make room underneath. And on the outside, Josh Terry in the number 43. Josh Terry from the outside moves to the 5th spot. John Booten back to 6th. Richie Turner still trying to keep that nose underneath. He'll drive it deep into the turn. Rob Favreau right behind those guys. He is also racing for position. It is Robert Gordon out front with the H2O building the advantage, pulling away from car 28 and Ryan Booten. Lance Raptoy in car number 11 sitting in that third spot. 5 laps to go this time by. 5 to go for Robert Gordon, who is on his way to win number 2 this year. 5 to go. Josh Terry and Richie Turner have a good battle going on for position. That's for 5th. Turner's down on the inside. Josh Terry up on the top side of the track. Josh Leclerc's car number 7 got the right side tires into the bunker just a little bit. That cost him some track position in the number 7 car. Turner has 5th at the line down on the inside. Josh Terry sliding back to the 6th spot. Ryan Booten in the number 28 hanging on to 2nd. Robert Gordon has set sail. The H2O way out in front. Lap 22 going up on the board as Robert Gordon is on his way to his 2nd win of the season. Gordon has more wins in this division than anybody else. He's going to add to that total today, it looks like. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go for the H2O of Robert Gordon. Lance Raptoy trying to finish strong. Looking to the inside of Ryan Booten's car number 28. They work off of turn number 2. Lance has the nose just underneath that 28 car. Down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Tyler Terry's gone back to the garage. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for the H2O. Lance Raptoy trying to dig to the inside to grab that 2nd spot away from the 28, but not quite. Ryan Booten is able to hold him off. Now it's a dominating win today for the H2O out of Milton, Vermont. Robert Gordon's going to win for the 2nd time. Finishing in second will be Ryan Booten in the 28. Lance Raptoy third. Fourth goes to Richie Turner. And rounding out the top 5 is Josh Leclerc in car number 7. Robbie Favreau was 6th. 7th was Josh Terry. 8th.
So Robert Gordon takes his victory lap around the Big 8. Nice job by Lance Raptoy to finish the season off with a 3rd place finish along with his track championship. There's Ryan Booten. But here comes Robert Gordon, the winner of today's contest. We'll go downstairs where Rob is standing by waiting to talk to Rob.
All right, Robert Gordon is quickly out of his car. We'll bring Robert over here. Come on down this way. Win number 2 for the H2O. Little hot in there, Rob, or what's the deal?
No, not too bad. It's a beautiful day. Just having out here, having a good time. You can always put up with the heat when you do that good.
Well, the car was awfully fast. I mean, that's as dominating a victory as we've seen all year. I mean, when you punched it, this car was able to pull away from some other cars that have been pretty darn quick. Everything was right today with your car.
Yeah, we tried another set of tires, and I was going to run them in the heat. But they didn't like the bottom. This set really did. We started on the bottom, so we said, well, let's try them. And they worked so good, we weren't going to take them off if we had to.
And you add to your win total. You've got more wins in this division than any other driver. You'll add one more to that total.
Yeah, that's good. It's a hard class, big competition. It used to seem fairly easy to win a race, but it's not very easy to win a race in this division.
And we hope to see you back next year to try to win a few more.
Thank you.
All right, there's Robert Gordon. He wins with the HT number 34 machine as they'll run four wide around the racetrack. As the 358 drivers salute the crowd here at Airborne, as well as remember Mike Watts, our track photographer and friend who worked at this Speedway for so many seasons. His family still obviously with a major presence at Airborne on a weekly basis.
Give the drivers a wave here this time around as they are 4 wide in memory of track photographer Mike Watts.
They had to keep the line straight, working that 4 wide. Nice job up in turn number 1. At the back of the pack in the other Mueller car, that is Chris Vernold. Vernold starts at the back of the pack in the other number 19. 100 laps of distance, green flag is out. Green flag flies and the field works through turns 1 and 2. Got to save some tires. And you got to have a car at the end of the race that you can call on. These longer distance events are really events that often play right into the hands of Todd Stone. Stone is a master at preserving tires and making sure he has something that works when he goes to the whip late in the race if he needs to. Out front, Andy Linneman in the number 3 machine to lead lap number 2. Roger Labreche runs in second. Chris K.A. is third. Fourth, it is Mike Wells. Trying to take that spot away is the number 25 of Max Vienne. As the field works down the backstretch, Todd Stone in the 1X underneath the 13. That is Michael Labreche. Also moving towards the front is Patrick Dupree in the number 24 car. Leon Gagnon down to the inside of Michael Labreche trying to gain the position. Todd Stone is boxed right now. He is behind Max Vienne in the 25. At the wheel of Vienne is the 76 of Mike Wells, so really no place to go for the G-Stone Motors 1X of Todd Stone. He follows the inside line, trying to go through to the inside with Max Vienne, and now perhaps that he clears Mike Wells, he can go to the top. He'll get around underneath rather the 76, and now look to move around the outside of the number 25, Max Vienne. Andy Linneman shows the way out front, 5 laps complete, 100 laps of distance for the Ernie's Discount Tools 358 Dirt Car Modifieds. It is a 10-car length advantage right now for Andy Linneman in the number 3 over the 100 of Roger Labreche. Chris K.A. running third with the 18. Going to the 4th spot on the outside, Todd Stone with the G-Stone Motors 1X. He'll go around the 25 of Max Vienne. Into turn number 3, he has the 4th spot. Ryan McClellan is off the pace. Chris Vernold is also off the pace. Looks like those 2 cars are headed back towards the garage area. They will both head back to the pits. Andy Linneman maintaining a 10 to 15 car length advantage over Roger Labreche. Third, Chris K.A. Todd Stone has now moved to the 4th spot. Let's see how long it takes him to chase down Chris K.A. as we approach lap number 10, lap 8 going up on the board with lap times pretty quick out front. Andy Linneman doing a nice job with the 3 machine. The 2nd spot, Labreche in the 100. K.A. in the 18 continues to work in that 3rd position. 4th in the 1X, Todd Stone, and he is quickly chasing down the 18 of K.A. Max Vien in the 25 running at 5th. The 24 off Patrick Dupree is 6th. 7th is Leon Gagnon. 8th is Jesse Mueller. Running in 9th is Mike Wells. And rounding out the top 10 is Michael Labreche. 11th is the CO2 of Craig Riel. 12th is George Foley in the 34. 13th is Mike Riel. 14th is the double nickel for Matt Woodruff. 15th is Andy Haywood. 16th is Jason Durgan. 17th, Jim Introne in the Gibson Hardware number 9. Andy Linneman setting a pretty good pace out front. I'm not sure some of these drivers really aren't pushing the car. I think Todd Stone's just taking it easy. We're only 11 laps in, and again, you have to make sure that you have a car to go to if you want to whip it late in the race. And Todd Stone is pretty good at managing his race car. He's sitting in 4th, and I think he's just playing it easy. He's running behind Chris K.A., who he chased down in about 3 laps. Once he got to 4th, he was good 10 car lengths behind K.A., but in 3 to 4 laps, he was able to chase him down, and now looks down to the inside in 1 and 2. K.A. will hold him off for now. Another car headed back to the pits. That was Jim Introne in the number 9. He is off the pace. Jim told Robbie earlier this morning that this is going to be his final event in a 358 modified, as he is calling it a career. A former regular runner here at Airborne, his first and only appearance of 2013 this afternoon, and he has gone back to the garage area. The Granville, New York driver, perhaps calling it a day. We'll have to see if he comes back out later on. Andy Linneman, he's got a backstretch lead. He's driving a really high line around the racetrack. If you've been following the Dawson's Body Shop number 3, he's been working a higher line around the track, especially in turns 1 and 2. But he has a near front stretch advantage right now over Roger Labreche. 3rd is Chris K.A. 4th, Todd Stone. 5th on the outside is Patrick Dupree as he tries to get around Max Vien in the number 25. You don't want to run the outside line, though, too long, because I think that outside line is a line that can really chew up tires. And at the end of the race, if you don't have a right rear sneaker that has any tread left, you're going to be a dead duck sitting in the water. Lindemann out front. He's got a front stretch lead. Labreche, then K.A., then Todd Stone. Foley is off the pace. Foley's done. The 34 of George Foley is headed back to the garage area. Lap 18 was his last lap, and he heads back to the garage. So take one of the top contenders for this win out of the mix. Foley is out. Let's set the field for you. Next time by, 20 laps will be complete. The leader is Andy Linneman. He's in turn 3. Roger Labreche runs in 2nd. Chris K.A. runs 3rd. Todd Stone driving very conservative, not pushing it right now. I don't think we'll see him do that until they get to about the halfway point. He is in 4th. 5th, it is Patrick Dupree. 6th is Jesse Mueller on the outside as he gets around Max Vien, who is 7th. 8th is Leon Gagnon. 9th is Mike Wells. 10th is Mike Labreche. 11th is Craig Riel. 12th is Mike Riel. 13th is Andy Haywood. 14th is Matt Woodruff. 15th is Jason Durgan. Those cars on the lead lap. Durgan is right in front of the leader, Andy Linneman, as Linneman moves into turn number 3. 15 cars stay on the lead lap. 4 cars have gone back to the garage area, and that includes the 19X of Chris Vernhold, the 14 of Ryan McLean, the 9 of Jim Introne, and the 34 of George Foley. Those cars have gone back to the pits. Yellow flag is out. Off the pace is Mike Labreche with the number 13.
Right rear, I think.
That brings out a yellow flag. The right rear tire is shredded on the marker. He will rejoin at the rear of the field. We are ready to run again. The 3 of Andy Linneman and the 100 of Roger Labreche. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. 27 laps showing complete. Todd Stone, who restarted in the 3rd spot, moves underneath Roger Labreche to grab 2nd. Stone to the 2nd spot. Andy Linneman shows the way out front with a Dawson's Body Shop number 3. He's worked the higher line. Todd Stone has not pushed that car yet. Patrick Dupree to the inside of Roger Labreche in the number 100. A question, Stone, when does he want to make the move? That was the question I was about to ask. The answer might be right now.
Well, he had a lot of room down on the inside. Andy's still running up towards the top of the racetrack, and Stone's still the hole down to the bottom. And if he's got that much room, he's going to go for it.
Well, eventually he's going to put his foot in it, and you're exactly right. He's going to take that hole and take the lead. Patrick Dupree goes to third. He moves to the inside of Roger Lebrecht in the 100. Fifth is Chris K.A. Sixth, Mueller is up to the sixth spot. His car does not seem to be as fast as what we've seen at times this year with the Mueller and Sons heavy-duty towing and recovery machine. He's running in sixth, but again, is it a case where he's just preserving the car right now, not really wanting to push it? Again, there's a big hole out front underneath Andy Lindemann if Todd Stone wants to go for it. At this point, he is electing to run around the racetrack behind that three of Lindemann. And Andy is still putting up darn good lap times with that three machine, holding off the one, as we have put now 33 laps this time by, 33 laps, a third of the way home. The Mike Watts Memorial 100 this afternoon. Andy Lindemann leading by 2 car lengths off of turn number 2. Todd Stone runs with him down the backstretch. Patrick Dupree trying to close in with a 24. Then it is Lebrecht in the 100. Chris K.A. in the 18. Jesse Mueller in the 19. Mueller looking underneath as K.A. pushed up the track in turn number 4. Mueller sees a hole down to the inside, trying to get into the top 5. K.A. holds him off.
Here goes Stone.
Another car back to the garage area. That is Jason Durgan in the 17. Meanwhile, out front, Todd Stone trying to make a bid for the lead right now off of turn number 4 to the inside of Andy Lindemann. 2 Troyer machines out front. Give it to the 1X of Todd Stone. Stone takes the lead on lap number 35. Lap 35, Todd Stone took the lead at the line, and he will now try to set sail and pull away from Lindemann in this three machine. Of course, 30 laps the normal distance for these cars. Tire management, who's going to have something left on the right rear tire down the stretch? That is going to really change the ball game when we get into the later stages of the race. As we mentioned, Todd Stone is usually very good at preserving the right rear tire. You've already seen one car, Michael Lebrecht, who blew up the right rear tire, shredded that car, just rolling over the right rear, and again, he's doing that in turn number 2. It'll be interesting to see how many right rears will he go through in this race. But you have to have that neutral setup that on the one hand, you're fast, but on the other hand, you're not abusing the right rear tire, because if you're just leaning on that right rear tire all the way around the racetrack,
look who's off the pace.
It's going to go away in about 40 laps. And Michael Lebrecht in the number 13 has slowed again. Off of turn number 2, he's going to pull it down into the infield. Lebrecht is off the pace. So he pulls into the infield. That allows us to stay under green as lap number 40 goes up on the board. We approach the halfway point. Todd Stone has the G-Stone Motors machine rolling out front. It is not a right rear tire down on the Michael Lebrecht machine, but he was smoking at turn number 2 and just decided to pull it into the infield. Todd Stone's lead is nearly half the front stretch over Andy Lindemann. Patrick Dupree running in third, trying to chase down Lindemann, but they have been running similar lap times. Roger Lebrecht is in fourth, Jesse Mueller in fifth. Mueller is another car. I think he's been trying to save some tire, but he has not appeared to have the same quickness that we have seen for him, especially over the last 6 weeks.
Out front, it is Todd Stone. Not really pushing the car. He sits comfortably out in front. Andy Lindemann in the Dawson's Body Shop, number 3. He was able to lead laps 1 through 34. In laps 1 through 34, he started up towards the front. I think he may have started on point. And Andy Lindemann really didn't have to push the car either, but Todd Stone had room down on the inside as Lindemann is still running a line up towards the top of the racetrack in the second groove, especially along the backstretch in turns 3 and 4. In turns 1 and 2, Lindemann kind of goes down to lane number 1 just ever so slightly in an attempt to dime in the corner, but Lindemann is running up towards the second groove in turns 3 and 4. Patrick Dupree in the number 24 had to use his tire a little bit to get around traffic. I don't know what Patton has done to save that car. He's pushing a little bit in turn number 2, but here comes Jesse Mueller in the 19. Jesse looks underneath the 100 of Roger Lebrecht. With Mueller down on the inside in the 19. Perhaps he was saving tire as he says it's time to go down on the inside of the Mueller and Sons number 19. Here goes Jesse Mueller, wheel to wheel down the backstretch into turn number 3, and Jesse Mueller takes over the 4th spot.
The Todd Stone continues to show the way. Mueller in that 4th position may have the next fastest car out on the racetrack. But in fourth, Roger Lebrecht is in trouble.
Oh, no.
He's off the pace over in turn number 2. That's going to bring out a yellow flag.
Oh, monsieur.
Numéro 5 for Lebrecht will hustle around and rejoin at the rear of the field. Here comes Todd Stone off of turn number 4. Green flag is back out. Andy Linneman looks down to the inside in 1 and 2. And Todd Stone drives away off the second turn down the backstretch. Keep an eye on Mueller. Let's see if he does have a card to play. He has not been at the typical speed that we have seen from that team, although he takes third away from Patrick Dupree. Dupree pushed high off of turn number 4. That 24 car not handling.
Away.
So he is back to the 4th spot. Mueller gets a piece of the bunker, slid the right side tires off. He's running in the 3rd position. Dupree, really smoking now on that right rear. I think he's going to be the next guy that may run into some trouble. He is back to the 4th position.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Kaye is running in 5th, and Pat is sliding back.
Big time push in turn number 2.
He's falling off. The leader out front, Todd Stone. Andy Linneman runs in 2nd. Jesse Mueller running in 3rd. Mueller, I think, is the only car that might have a shot at Todd Stone. Dupree continues to light up the right rear tire. You just wonder how much longer is that sneaker going to last. Stone with a half front stretch advantage as we put lap 58 up on the board. Mueller digging down to the inside. When he works that inside line, there it goes. I think he may have just lost the right rear, or is about
he
to.
just pushed so bad that he had to get on the binders. He was going to push off the racetrack. My question is, how long does Pat drive like that before he just pulls it off himself?
Chris Kaye moved underneath. He's going in now. Patrick Dupree going back to the garage area. There goes another top contender. He is out. That car last 59 laps. Patrick Dupree back to the garage area. Problems with the right rear tire on that machine. Meanwhile, Todd Stone out front. Jesse Mueller has gone to 2nd. Mueller to the 2nd spot with 40 laps remaining. Andy Linneman runs in 3rd. 4th is Chris Kaye. 5th is Max Vienne. Running in 6th now, Leon Gagnon. 7th is Mike Wells. 8th is Andy Haywood. 9th is Craig Riel. Rounding out the top 10 is Matt Woodruff with a Liquor and Wine Warehouse double nickel. 11th is Mike Riel, and rounding out the top 12, the last car on the lead lap, Roger Lebrecht with a number 100. 12 cars on the racetrack. All of them are on the lead lap. Todd Stone leading by half the front stretch over Jesse Mueller. Let's watch the advantage that Stone has with 38 laps remaining. It'll be 37 laps to go. This time by for Stone, who has a half front stretch lead over the 19. Lindemann in the 3, fading away from that 19 car. Chris Kaye, who's run a heck of a race, he's sitting 4th. Max Vienne running inside the top 5. We thought that he might have some right rear tire trouble, but so far it's holding up. Although he is really working hard on that right rear tire.
Turns 1 and 2, Max is really turning over on that right rear tire, especially off of turn number 2. Rolling over on that right rear tire.
Todd Stone is well out in front, but Jesse Mueller is cutting into the lead a little bit. Mueller has closed the gap. Andy Haywood and Mike Wells battling for position. The 80 machine gains a spot. Haywood is able to work past the 76 of Mike Wells.
7th position.
That was a battle for 7th. Lap 66 goes up on the board. 2/3 of the way home for Todd Stone, the G-Stone Motors 1X. Jesse Mueller in car number 19. He's pushing it now. Mueller's getting after it. He's trying to chase him down. Be interesting if there were another caution flag. Mueller would be right on the back bumper for the restart. Be interesting to see if Mueller could hang with Todd Stone because he is getting after it.
Only problem is he's got to use the right rear to do it.
He does. He's chasing him down slightly.
And again, Todd Stone in that 1X still in no position to have to push it. I guarantee you that Todd is not pushing that car to the max that it has. Todd is saving it for the end in case there is somebody that can get there on the back bumper. And if there is somebody that's going to get there on the back bumper today, it's going to be the 19 of Jesse Mueller. Mueller cutting into the deficit as he's racing and running that number 19 car hard as they run single file pretty much all the way around the racetrack. One battle that's sort of heating up is the battle between Max Vienne and the 4 of Leon Gagnon. Gagnon, normally a guy who conserves the tire really well, but Gagnon's car just not up to pace today. The Egglefield Ford Riley Ford, number 4, a little bit off the pace today.
Todd Stone has gone around Roger Lebrecht in the 100. Lebrecht is running in 12th. That puts him a lap down. 11 cars on the lead lap now. The 11th place runner is Mike Riel in the 0-2. He would be the next car to go down a lap. Todd Stone works off of turn number 2. Mueller going to move underneath Roger Lebrecht. Lebrecht, that's going to take away a lot of momentum from Mueller. Mueller just got bogged down behind the 100. He did not want to go to the top of the racetrack. Tried to stay down low to the inside. That's going to cost him a ton of track position.
Absolutely.
Mueller had really taken a bite out of the advantage of Todd Stone, but that bite just got thrown away.
Really unfortunate for Jesse Mueller in the 19. Gets snookered behind Roger Lebrecht in the number 100. Looks down to the inside, going around in turn number 3. Has to get on the binders. Roger does a nice job holding his line down on the bottom. Roger's where he's supposed to be. Jesse just anticipated getting on the back bumper quickly, having room down to the inside, but that didn't happen. He had to bring the car up to the top of the racetrack after getting on the binders and wasting time through 3 and 4.
11th place runner Mike Riel, the next car that may go down a lap, as there is a battle on the racetrack for the 5th spot. Max Vienne trying to hang on to 5th. Leon Gagnon trying to grab it on the outside. Max Vienne down low in turns 1 and 2. Gagnon to the top of the racetrack. Vienne will hold him off at least this lap. The 11th place car, Mike Riel, has just gone down a lap. Now 10 cars running on the lead lap. The next car that would lose a lap would be the double nickel of Matt Woodruff. The right rear tire, even on the best preserved race car right now, is starting to fade away. So we'll see how things unfold as we get inside the final 25 now. 24 laps remain for Todd Stone. Jesse Mueller goes around Mike Riel. Again, it's about a half backstretch. That's the advantage for Todd Stone as he is sizing up Matt Woodruff, who has worked the middle line. A top 10 run this afternoon for the Liquor and Wine Warehouse sponsored car. As he works that middle line around the track, Todd Stone tries to get underneath off of turn number 2. This will allow Mueller to close a little bit. Battle for 5th. Max Vienne trying to hold on to that 5th spot. Andy Haywood has gone to 6th. Andy Haywood underneath Leon Gagnon to grab the 6th spot over in turn number 2. Now Haywood pushes in 2. Gagnon comes back after him, gives him a tap to the back end, and he is right back after the spot in turn number 4. That's the best battle on the racetrack. Leon Gagnon and Andy Haywood. Max Vienne holds on to the top 5 run for now. Andy Haywood to 6th. Better run that time for Haywood off of 2. Leon Gagnon's car is fading away. He is in the 7th position with a 4. 8th is Mike Wells. 9th is Craig Riel. And Matt Woodruff now down a lap, rounds out the top 10. 9 cars on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is Craig Riel with a CO2. He is 9th in the running order, and he is the next car. He's about 6 car lengths in front of Todd Stone, the next car to go down a lap. Inside of 20 laps remaining. Mueller can see Todd Stone. Stone, that car has started to fade a little bit, but so is Mueller's number 19. The question is, does Mueller have anything left to try to charge down that 1X? Stone goes around the CO2. Inside 19 laps remaining. The lead is about 15 car lengths for the 1X of Todd Stone. He has put 9th place runner Craig Riel down a lap. Next in the running order would be the 8th place car of Mike Wells. By the way, Max Vienne starting to fade. That 25, absolutely. That right rear tire is in trouble. You can almost see the air coming out of that car. Andy Haywood has moved into the 5th spot, and Max Vienne is back to 6th, but Leon Gagnon is about to put him back to 7th.
Leon Gagnon's car had nothing left when he tried to challenge up on top of the racetrack. The right rear tire is really struggling on Gagnon's car, but you can tell Max Vienne's tire is going away because Leon Gagnon is now able to get around the outside of him. Earlier, Leon Gagnon took that car to the outside trying to see what he had. Didn't have anything for him.
Well, call me crazy, but I think Mueller is starting to reel him in just a little bit. I think it's down to about 10 car lengths. It was up to 15 as lap number 80, I can't quite say. Lap 85 is up on the board. Stone goes underneath Mike Wells. That puts him down a lap. Now just 7 cars on the lead lap. Jesse Mueller trying to close into 3 and 4. Again, what is left on the right rear tire? That's the question. Todd Stone, Jesse Mueller. Who's got more left on the right rear? Mueller moves underneath Mike Wells. It was a heck of an easier pass for Mueller on Wells than it was for Todd Stone. Max Vienne will be the next car in line to go down a lap. You can see how Todd Stone is having to get off the gas now. The car not responding when he gets to jump on it off of the turn or perhaps entering the turn, but Mueller has closed to 8 car lengths in the middle of the backstretch as Todd Stone looks to make a move on Max Vienne in the number 25. Laps are starting to wind down. Lap 88 just went up on the board. 12 laps to go. Yellow flag is out for Matt Woodruff. Matt Woodruff brings out a caution flag, and maybe exactly what Jesse Mueller was looking for win number 7. Mueller looking for win number 4. Single file on the restart. Vienne rejoins at the back of the pack. Here they come off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. Mueller bobbles in 2. Lindemann almost got underneath him. That allows Todd Stone to get away to a 4-car length advantage. Lindemann running in the 3rd spot. Chris K.A. in 4th. Mike Wells backing up a little bit with a 76 as Craig Rio was right behind him. Todd Stone, the G-Stone Motors 1X pulling away down the backstretch. He's got it back out to about a 6-car length advantage over Jesse Mueller. I thought Mueller would be able to hang with him, but that does not appear to be the case. Lap 89 goes up on the board. 10 laps to go. Next time by for Todd Stone. The 2012-2013 Airborne Speedway track champion, looking to end the season with an exclamation point. Here he comes with 10 to go. Jesse Mueller with the number 19 running in the 2nd spot. Losing position lap by lap now. Andy Lindemann sitting in 3rd. Chris K.A. 4th. Andy Haywood looking to make a move for that 4th spot. Haywood with the Roto-Rooter number 80 sitting in the 5th position. Looked underneath in turns 3 and 4. Now he's a good 3-car lengths off the back of the 18 of Chris K.A. Lindemann tiptoed that time through the 2nd turn, but he is still running at speed. Todd Stone, 8 laps to go, cruising out front. They work off of turn number 2 down the backstretch. Lindemann, with during that longer green flag run, I thought was eating into the disadvantage. That yellow flag may have come out at the perfect time for Todd Stone, and it may be one that Jesse Mueller would curse, because he appeared to be closing, but since the yellow flag, the tires have cooled for Todd Stone, and he is pulling away. He's got the lead back to about 12 car lengths at the line. Lap 94 up on the board. About to be 95, 5 laps to go this time for Todd Stone. Here he comes off of turn number 4, 5 laps to go for the Middlebury, Vermont driver, 5 to go. Mueller running in that 2nd spot, Lindemann sitting in 3rd, Chris K.A. in 4th, Andy Haywood works in 5th, Leon Gagnon is 6th, 7th would be Max Vienne in the 25, 8th would be the 76 of Mike Wells, 9th is Matt Woodruff. And then rounding out the top 10, Roger Lebrecht in the 100. Here comes your leader off of turn number 4. Lap 97 up on the board. Mueller again seems to be closing a little bit, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to close quick enough to make anything happen. It's a 8-car length advantage for Todd Stone as the popsicle sticks are out. 2 laps to go. For the Ernie's Discount Tools 358 Dirt Car Modifieds in 2013. Stone is going to have to put Mike Riel down another lap. He will do that over in turn number 3. Powering through down on the inside. Todd Stone sees the white flag. 1 lap to go for the 1X. Mueller running in the 2nd spot. Andy Lindemann's had a great run all day, sitting in 3rd. Chris K.A. sitting in that 4th spot. He's been in the top 5 all day long. And Andy Haywood. Here comes your winner off of turn number 4. Middlebury, Vermont's Todd Stone takes home the checkered flag. Mueller is 2nd. Finishing in 3rd is the number 3 of Lindemann. 4th is Chris K.A. 5th is Andy Haywood. 6th is Leon Gagnon. 7th, I believe, will be Max Vienne. 8th would be the 76 of Mike Wells. 9th, Matt Woodruff. 10th to Roger Lebrecht. 11th to the CO2 of Craig Riel. And 12th.
All right, Rob's headed down trackside. He'll get a word with Todd Stone. Nice round of applause for Jesse Mueller. 2nd today. And then here comes Andy Lindemann in his Dawson's Body Shop. Number 3. but they could not catch Todd Stone in the 1X. Todd wins the Mike Watts Memorial 100 race, a race in memory of a great friend and supporter of the Airborne Speedway, track photographer for a number of years, Mike Watts. We'll go downstairs to Rob Knowles, who's standing by, waiting to talk to 7-time winner Todd Stone.
All right, Todd's about to hop out of this machine. Win number 7. He's unbuckling. All right, here he is, everybody. Give him a nice round of applause. Middlebury, Vermont's Todd Stone has won for the 7th time. Takes down the checkered flag, the Mike Watts Memorial 100 this afternoon here at the Big A. Well, I think you put an exclamation point on the season this afternoon. I thought you played it really methodical at the beginning stages of the race. Talk about what the game plan was and what you experienced in the car.
You know, I just wanted to get laps underneath my belt before I took a charge at it, and if I could get a pass, I'd take a pass, and work my way to the front if I could, and then try to be consistent out front and run every lap, keep the tires underneath me, not slide the car. And, at the end, the car was pretty loose. Yeah. But, I just slowed up and got all front brake in the car, and, it held off.
One of the things that we talked about during the race is you got to find that setup where, on the one hand, you're preserving the tires, but at the same time, you want to have something fast underneath you because there is such competition with some of the teams that are here. So you got to find that right setup, and then at the same time, find the right driving combination and the style that you want to utilize. Talk about your style during the race. Again, it sounds like that you wanted to make sure you had something left if you wanted to go to the whip down the stretch.
Yeah, I used to ACT race a lot. I used to do a lot of 100-lap, 150-lap, 200-lap races, and, you had to kind of sit down and cool your jets a little bit, and then pick them off as you can. Don't get in an accident, and just save your car because nobody wins it on the first lap. So you have to save your car, and hopefully you have something at the end.
This has been a pretty darn good year for you.
It's been an awesome year. I've been racing 25 years. We have won 9 features at Devil's Bowl, and now this is our 7th feature, I believe, here. That's the most features I've ever won, but it's not just me, it's my team. I don't just race for myself. I have a great team. My dad allows me to be able to race, and without my team supporting me week after week and my family, we would not be sitting in victory lane.
Congratulations, Todd, on a great year. Nice job.
And I want to say thank you for the Mike Watts Memorial. It's an honor to win that. He was a personal friend of mine. He was a real good guy.
All right, there's Todd